الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Owner of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship, Thee alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom Thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn Thine anger, nor of those who go astray.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Owner of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship, Thee alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom Thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn Thine anger, nor of those who go astray.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين. اللهم يسر ولا تعسر. Viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you to today's edition of the program Al-Qur'an. My name is Adil Yunus Wakwenjo and you are live on Tawheed TV. Also live on my handle on YouTube, Imam Adil Yunus Wakwenjo, as well as on TikTok, Imam Adil Yunus Wakwenjo. This is the program Al-Qur'an, and today is the 17th lesson where we endeavor to help each other polish our Quran recitation. Today's edition, we are going to be working on our new surah, which is SURATUL-AADIYAT. Of course, this is Surah Quran chapter 100, and it has about 11 ayats. We're going to be working on 5 or 6 of these ayats, and then we will continue with the rest, inshallah, in our subsequent lesson. Of course, if you just joined, endeavor to share the program, let it go far and wide. Let others also get the benefit of joining, inshallah. The essence is for all of us to come together, learn how to pronounce the words in the Quran in their proper manner, recite the Quran with perfection, help each other to polish our recitation in order to attain the blessings and the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you know someone who also needs to learn this, help by sharing so that the person will also get the benefit of joining, inshallah ta'ala. All right, so as we normally do, we go to the previous session, go over what we recited, then we come to the surah for today. In our previous session, the surah we worked on was Suratul-AADIYat, Quran chapter 101. And today, inshallah, we are going to be working on the surah, of course, Quran chapter 100, that is Suratul-AADIYat. But I will first of all go to Suratul-Qari'ah, go over it, and then inshallah we can begin to work on the next surah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. I'll go over one more time. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. All right. So that is Suratul-Al-Qari'ah. We worked on it, inshallah, in our previous session. Welcome, Brother Fawaz. We will be going to our, inshallah, for today, which is Suratul-Al-Adiyat, Quran chapter 100. All right. So, inshallah, we will take the first 6 ayats, then we will continue with the rest, inshallah, tomorrow or in our next session, that is session number 18. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So I will take the recitation. After that, I will take it so you also respond. والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود. So these are 6 ayats. Of course, we wouldn't want to take much so that we'll be able to work on it and polish it in the best of manners. So inshallah, you can pay attention, listen whilst I recite. I will come to your turn where I will recite, then you will also respond. And Malam Fawaz is here with us. He will be responding inshallah with you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود. This is the second time. I will take it for the third time, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود. All right. So I believe you heard the recitation. This is SURATUL-AADIYAT from ayah 1 to ayah 6. And remember, the Quran, the verses are written such that the ayah comes before the number. The ayah comes before the number. So the number you see in front is the number 1 for the first ayah. Then the one you see in front, so the ayah comes, then the number is written after it. So take note of that. This time I will take the recitation, and you can also bi'idhnillahi ta'ala follow the recitation. So I will recite, then you will also recite after me, inshallah. I will recite, then you recite after me. And Malam Fawaz is here to also help you in the recitation. So I'll be using his response to continue. So when he finishes the recitation, it means you also have, you have finished in that order. All right. So we're gonna go one more time. We're gonna go for the first time where I will recite, and then you will respond bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. بسم الله الرحمن الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
والعاديات ضبحا
والعاديات ضبحا
فالموريات قدحا
فالموريات قدحا
فالمغيرات صبحا
فالمغيرات صبحا
فأثرن به نقعا
فأثرن به نقعا
فوسطن به جمعا
فوسطن به جمعا
إن الإنسان لربه لكنود
إن الإنسان لربه لكنود.
All right, so we will go over one more time. After that, then we will look at the petty correction that needs to be made, inshallah, and also things you need to take note of. Now, so let's continue. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
والعاديات ضبحا
والعاديات ضبحا
فالموريات قدحا
فالموريات قدحا
فالمغيرات صبحا
فالمغيرات صبحا
فأثرن به نقعا
فأثرن به نقعا
فوسطن به جمعا
فوسطن به جمعا
إن الإنسان لربه لكنود
إن الإنسان لربه لكنود.
All right. So that is the first 6 ayat of Surah-Al-AADIYat. Of course, the entire surah has 11 verses. We have taken the first half or more than half of the surah. Inshallah, we will continue with the rest in our subsequent session. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. But of course, this surah, we need to look at some of the things we need to take note of, and also the petty mistakes that needs to be corrected. Wal'a, it begins with ain. Wal'a instead of waladiya. Wal'a. So you hear people waladiyati dabaha. Instead of waladiyati dabaha, it is not dabaha and it's not waladiyat. Wal'adiyati bo. Bob, bobaha. It is supposed to be bod. Bod, okay, is supposed to be heavy. It's one of the 7 heavy letters. Okay, and then it is also a harful istitala, and so you have to, make it a bit heavy, and you need to raise the middle of your tongue in order to get the pronunciation correct. Bo, bo, bo. You have to raise the tongue in pronouncing it and fill the mouth. Bod, bo, bo. والعاديات ضبحا ضبحا. So it's not, try not to make it dal. Dabaha, dabaha. Some even say daboha, daboha instead of ضبحا. والعاديات ضبحا. Bob, bob. And the ba, you realize we are not exact on pronouncing the ba because it's harf qalqala. And so bob, and it's not supposed to doba or dobi or dobu, not dobuha or dobaha. No, bob, is supposed to be harf qalqala because ba is one of the huruf shidda. The letters of huruf shidda, as mentioned by Imam al-Jazari, shadiduha lafdhu ajid qatin bakat. لفظ أجد أجيد آجي ألف جيم دال قاطين قاف طاء باكت باء كاف تا. And you realize that these letters, the huruf al-shidda, which are about 8 in number, 5 of the huruf al-qalqala are in it. Huruf al-qalqala, there are 5, all of them are in huruf al-shidda, and that is why we need to bring the qalqala. And the ones that are not, they have a bit of hams in them, like kaf, baket, and then also ta. So when you pronounce them, you have that, you can hear. But that of qaf, ba, dal, jim, ta, if you are exact, bob, no one will hear what you are pronouncing. So bob, والعاديات ضبحا 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 والعاديات ضبحا. Some also, you hear is that والعاديات دبحا. There is no tanween, the عاديات دبحا. It is not عاديات. والعاديات عاديات عاديات ضبحا. So take note of that. وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبَحًا. So you know how you recite it. So take note and look at where you are not pronouncing it right, inshallah. And then make the necessary correction. فَالْمُورِيَاتِ مُورِيَاتِ not وَالْمُورِيَاتِ or فَالْمُورِيَاتِ, as we hear some فَالْمُورِيَاتِ. No, مُورِيَاتِ, it is ya with mad. فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدْحًا. So here you have qaf, which is heavy, then dal, which is harf qalqala. قَدْحًا. So not فَالْمُورِيَاتٍ قَدْحًا. No, not مُورِيَاتٍ قَدْ. It's فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدْحًا. Because qaf is also one of the 7 heavy letters. خُصَّ ضَغْطٍ قِضْ. فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ مُغِيرًا. And take note, please. Sometimes the kids, when they are taught, they said فَالْمُغِيرِيَاتِ فَالْمُغِيرِيَاتٍ, just like, فَالْمُورِيَاتِ and say فَالْمُغِيرِيَاتِ. No. And some parents also, you hear them recite that. And of course, you need to take note and make the necessary correction. فَالْمُورِيَاتِ فَالْمُورِيَاتِ فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ not فالمغيريات. So فالمغيرات صبحا صبحا. Here too we have صاد followed by ba. So صب, not seen, sub, not فالمغيرات su, no. فالمغيرات صاد. صاد is also one of the heavy letters. صاد, so, not su. So you hear فالمغيرات subha. No, not subha. Subha صاد with صاد. So take note of this, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum. فأثرنا ث. Here we have فأثرنا ثرنا. The ra is supposed to be heavy because it is preceded by a letter with fatha. So you have to make it heavy. فأثر فأثرنا, not فأسرنا, as you hear فأسرنا. It is not seen, it is tha, not seen. Not فأسرنا, but فأثرنا به نقع. And take note, Noon is harful istifala. Qaf is harful isti'la. Don't allow the heaviness of the qaf to affect the noon. فَأَثَرْنَ بِهِ نَقَعَ. No. Rather say فَأَثَرْنَ بِهِ نَقَ with empty mouth, ق with heavy mouth, a with light, empty mouth. نَقَعَ. So the ability to transition yourself in between heavy and light, okay, indicates that you are able to adhere to the rules and regulations. Because remember, in the introduction of this program, we said Tajweed aims at giving each letter its due and what it deserves, giving the letter its right, giving it its right, pronouncing it with both its intrinsic and extrinsic characteristics. So the intrinsics was sifatul dhatiyya, and then the sifatul aradiyya. You need to ensure that you give it all to the letter. So don't give it what does not belong to it, or deprive it of how it is supposed to be pronounced, because Arabic language is a bit, is a sensitive language where a mix up with a letter could land you in a serious problem, as in you will end up exchanging a particular meaning for another. So let's take note of this one as well. فَأَثَرْنَ بِهِ نَقَعًا. And فَوَسَطْنَ. فَوَسَطْ is also a heavy letter. So not فَوَسَطْنَ. So here فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمَّعًا. Sometimes when you listen to people recite the Quran, it's as if they don't care. Well, anything we recite, Allah should take it. But you know very well you are meticulous when it comes to, if you're a student, when you are preparing an assignment, you are meticulous about what you write for your teacher. You know very well when you are reading a textbook, English, you want to adhere to the spellings and pronounce it right. But when it comes to Quran, people pretend as if, well, it's nothing. Any way I recite it is okay. No. You are reciting the words of Allah, and you were taught how to recite it, and you were ordained to recite it and follow the rules and regulations. So endeavor to do that. At least in the process, Allah knows you are trying your best to get it right. But we shouldn't be negligent when it comes to reciting the Quran. So people just recite anything. فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا. When you recite it, you should listen. فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا جَمْعًا فَوَسَطْ. If you are having difficulty with your tongue, consistent. وَلَيْسَ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ تَرْكِهِ إِلَّا رِيَاضَةُ امْرِئٍ بِفَكِّهِ. You need to consistently go over tikrar. In fact, when we learned the foundations of Tajweed, we mentioned that the fourth foundation of the knowledge of Tajweed is repetition. And it is more important than all, because if you know the rules and you don't practice them, it's as if you don't know them. And in order to practice, you need to train the tongue. And training the tongue means you need to give yourself time, repeat the letters over and over and over and over until you get it right. Just like you try your best in the mechanic shop, in your office, in your workplace, that thing you are not able to do, you had to be meticulous, you had to take your time, you had to repeat it several times in order to master it. The same way you have to repeat the Quran over and over and over and over in order to master it. So let's take note of this as well. فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا. Then the last one, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لِرَبِّهِ لَكَنُودٌ. Harf qalqala at the end. Inna, nun mushaddad. Nun with shadda, you have to bring out the ghunna, that sound that comes through your nasal passage. You have to stress on it for not less than two counts. Not less than two counts. Inna, innal insana. Innal insana lirabbihi lakanud. So it is permissible to go beyond two counts, but not permissible to go below two counts. So let's take note of that as well. Lakanud. All right. So these are the verses we worked on, 6 ayat. So we will go over it one more time. I will recite, you respond, and then if you wish to come in and also recite, you can call the number or you can follow the link. If you think you are comfortable having access to the camera, we will give you access. Then you can come in, inshallah. The link is on the, of course, it's on the comment box. In the comment box, if you wish to join and recite so that the correction will be done, and you are not shy of the camera. But if you're shy of the camera, then you can call the number 0547832307. So we'll take the recitation again. I will recite, then you respond. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا. فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدْحًا. Now, man of us, you can recite. Man of us, can you hear me? Okay. فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ صُبْحًا. فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود. All right. So now if you wish to call in or you wish to join, inshallah, you are welcome for the next 5 minutes, inshallah. Our brother Fawaz, if he's able to join, inshallah, he will take a recitation for all of us to listen, and you can also join if you wish to, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So that is, of course, yes, mashallah. Okay, so Madam Fawaz, um, it's your turn. I want you to listen to your recitation now of the 6 ayats that we have worked on. Fadl.
أعوذ بالله من
Well, I think Brother Fawaz is having problem with the network. Of course, if you wish to join, you can also join, inshallah, or you call the number. Bismillahi ta'ala. Naam, fadl. Fadl.
والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود.
MashaAllah. Barakallahu fiqh. All right. So that is the recitation for today. And of course, we are not going to take the meaning until we complete the surah. So inshallah, our subsequent session, when we finish the surah, then we take the meaning of what we have recited, just like we did with Suratu-Al-Qari'ah. We will do same for Suratu-Al-Adiyat, inshallah. And of course, anytime we come across a chapter that has up to 10 ayats or more, we will divide, we will break it into two. This was what we agreed on from the beginning of this program, and so we will endeavor to stick to that, so we don't inundate you with many verses that will make it difficult for you to practice. 6 ayats is enough for you to pray a salah with it, and so of course you would have enough to work on it. Once you perfect it, you can continue using it. And of course, you can join, you can look at the previous sessions that we had from session 1 up to session 17, and today is 18 up to session 17. That's today, inshallah. So you can also bring yourself up to speed with what we have worked on previously. Most of these chapters that we worked on, many Muslims use them for their prayers, for their salawats, and so it's in line that you need to perfect your recitation, because you're supposed to perfect your salah. Barakallahu fikum. With this, we will end today's session here. We shall meet tomorrow in our session number 18 to continue. My name is Adil Yunus Wakwenjo, and this is Tawheed TV, live on Facebook, and we are also live on my handle on YouTube at Imam Adil Yunus Wakwenjo, as well as on TikTok at Imam Adil Yunus Wakwenjo. You can follow us on all those handles, inshallah, for subsequent sessions. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وإن كنتم على سفر ولم تجدوا كاتبا فرهان مقبوضة فإن أمن بعضكم بعضا فليؤد الذي اؤتمن أمانته